Hey guys, how you doing? I was having a chat with a couple of students last night and kind of about my approach to implementing new techniques into like bringing them into my toolbox and learning them and then putting them into practice. And so what I tend to do is when I get a new technique, I'll spend a week drilling it. Yeah, like every day, probably twice a day, and maybe not a lot of reps, 20, 30 reps, something like that, whatever, nothing crazy. But I'll do that for like a week until I kind of have the movement in my body and I kind of understand how it works. And then the next 4 weeks, I kind of go on a rampage with it. Yeah. So then I'm looking to implement that technique into my live rolling. Yeah. And I'll start, I don't know, like whether I start, I'll just throw it out there with everybody kind of and see what sticks. But it's usually a good idea to not take your new technique and throw it immediately at people your own grade level, unless you're a white belt, then you don't have a choice. But it's usually better to like play with it with lower grades, lighter people, even kids. Yeah, whatever the movement is, it's really fun. Like the amount of things that I'll do in like a teens class and stuff like that, because they're kind of lightly built. They're not terribly skillful. I can move them around, manipulate them how I want. There's no danger or retaliation danger really. And they don't know what I'm doing to them. I'm just having fun. And they don't even probably know that I'm kind of live drilling a move that I'm working on implementing, right? And so I'll do that for like 4 weeks, and by the end of the 4 weeks, sometimes it's longer, sometimes shorter, but I guess it's about 4 weeks where then I will like really try and like, get everybody in the gym with that move. Whatever gyms I go to, I'm going to try and utilize that on them. Nothing nasty. And I always, roll with a lot of respect for partners and stuff like that. Like it would never be anything dangerous or clumsy and stuff like that, or something that could potentially injure them. And more often than not, it's something defensively that I work on. I work on a lot of defense, and so I'm frequently throwing myself underneath people in particularly dominant positions or inferior positions from my point of view, and then I like to work my way out of a deep hole. Sometimes I like giving people my arms for Kimuras or Americanas or arm locks. And I might spend, a month letting everybody grab both sides and escaping and getting used to that kind of thing. So that's kind of my process. I spend a week drilling, not crazy amounts, not like the Mendes brothers or any of those guys, nothing like that. They spend like 10 hours a day drilling. It's crazy. But yeah, I'll do 2 classes a day typically, and I'll be drilling 30, 40 reps of whatever the technique is. And then I'll be throwing that into my live sparring after about a week. And I reckon within a month I can probably implement that and use it effectively, with most people. So anyway, I thought I'd just mention it because it's something that I do. It's something that came up at training last night, and it might help you, hopefully. Cheers.